So today the Pro Bowlers for the Raiders were announced. Obviously, the Pro Bowl is being held at their home stadium, Allegiant Stadium, for early next year. And Raiders have 3 Pro Bowlers. So Maxx Crosby, Denzel Perryman, and A.J. Cole. I think all 3 are definitely deserving of it. All 3 have played, definitely exceeded my expectations and played really well. I did expect Hunter Renfrow to make it, but I think he's more of like an under the radar receiver, a guy that doesn't get enough praise really. But the problem is there's a lot of good receivers in the NFL, so they can't include everybody. I understand it to an extent. But yeah, I mean, let's go one by one. Maxx Crosby is a guy who I think is an elite defender. He, is leading the team right now on the defense. He, this year he has 5 sacks, 22 in his career. He's obviously, been a Raider his whole career. He definitely likes being on the Raiders. I can tell. Like, he's very passionate about it. It definitely seems like a good guy. But yeah, Maxx Crosby has been killing it this year. He's been really, really good. And definitely he's deserving of it. I kind of expected that to him to make it because he's just up there in terms of, praise and where he's been on the defense. So yeah, that's really good. He's been, sacking. He's been making a lot of good tackles for loss. But yeah, I mean, Denzel Perryman is also a defender. He's a linebacker. This guy's interesting because when the Raiders signed him, or when they acquired him on the offseason, I didn't really think much of Denzel Perriman. I know I kind of heard about things, how he's kind of looked down upon because of injuries, and he's definitely a player with a lot of potential from what I heard, but then he could never really back it up with talent. But this year, Perriman has been not only killing it for the Raiders, but he's been playing super well for the NFL just in general. I believe he's injured right now, but I think he'll probably come back. I think, as of when I last checked, he did lead the league in tackles. He has 335 solo tackles. He has 5 sacks, so the same amount as Maxx Crosby does right now. That's his career, though. He's just been really good in terms of, defense. He has 0 sacks this season, but he has 5 in his career. So, he's really good at just tackling for loss. That's kind of his thing, Denzel Perriman. I've heard a lot of good things about him, just, off the field. Like, he seems like a very good leader. But he's been clutch, too. And it sucks he's injured, but, I think, he's definitely been a stud for the Raiders. Now, A.J. Cole, obviously a punter. It's hard to measure, how good a punter is compared to like a quarterback, but A.J. Cole's been really good. He's been punting really, really well for the Raiders. Obviously, he signed an extension with the team. He's been, kicking really well. He's averaging 51.1 yards per punt. And he's also an undrafted rookie, just like some of these other guys. The Raiders, like, for some reason, their first-round draft picks never pan out, but whenever they get an undrafted player, they do. It's weird. So yeah, I mean, he's been really good. Everyone knows A.J. Cole's a good punter. The Raiders, though, like, besides these guys I mentioned, a lot of guys that finished top 10 in voting. You look at Yannick Ngakoue, 5th. A.J. Cole, 5th. Darren Waller, 5th. Daniel Carlson, 5th. Maxx Crosby, 6th. Perriman, 6th. And Jonathan Abram, 10th. So there's a lot of guys that are kind of on the verge. I think it's the kind of thing where I mentioned earlier, like, there's a lot of good players, so it's hard to, kind of divide that equally. But I think the guys who made it for the Raiders definitely deserve it. I don't think any of these guys are stealing a position of anyone else. I think, it's interesting because last year the Raiders Pro Bowlers, there wasn't a Pro Bowl game, but there was a Pro Bowl team, and it was Waller and Jacobs. Neither of them were chosen this year. I think Waller probably would have gotten chosen had he not gotten injured a couple weeks ago. Jacobs just hasn't been good this year, just in general. But I think these guys are good. So let me know your guys' thoughts on these picks for the Pro Bowl. And, I'll see you guys later. Go Raiders.